Sebastian, you're a winner, baby. It's the finale episode of Project Runway, Season 17. Simone, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Let's do it.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz...
Ooh, we got the new AfterBuzz music.
Ay,
AfterBuzz music.
What?
Ooh,
Go Sebastian.
go Sebastian. Hey, go Sebastian.
Sebastian.
I said, you're a winner, baby. I don't even know what that was. It was like Broadway jazz hands. Something
Spirit
came over.
fingers.
You're a winner, baby. What's up, guys? I'm finally back. I know I took a couple weeks away. I was a bridesmaid, then I got the flu, but hopefully you remember me. I'm Jessica O'Connor, and my girl Simone Thomas has been taking the wheel, doing a great job.
Thank you. Hi, guys. Nice to be back with you all.
Guys, this is it.
I know.
This
I'm
is
sad.
the end. I know. We've been through a lot these last 3 months.
We've gained a lot of friends via the television.
Yes, Layla, Frankie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and everybody else. We've had correspondence with a lot of the cool contestants on the show. It was a really fun season. What are your thoughts on this season overall?
I think watching every single episode really makes me respect fashion designers at a much higher level. And I mean, we all know the ins and outs of the show, but it's not glamorous. And they do a great job at putting their best stuff in front of people when it's going down the runway. But I respect them so much more, and to see them go through their ups and downs. We knew who was kind of the front runner from the beginning, but to just see who surprised us and who stayed longer than expected, I'm just happy that the winner is the winner. And
Yeah. And I have to say, our prediction game was pretty on point.
on point. Higher, like, if you need help in Vegas, let us know.
Our odds are pretty on point.
We got you.
66.6%. Our only exception to our perfect average was Layla,
Yeah,
but I mean,
that's true.
Believable that she would have made it to the end.
You're right.
And Gaara was definitely in our top 5. He was definitely, if we would have made like a little March Madness bracket, you guys.
We wouldn't have been too off.
That's, I mean.
Bravo to us. High five.
Bravo
Good
to
job.
us. And, all right, I guess we should start talking about it.
Yes, let's go.
Even though hopefully everyone's up to speed, the finalists of this competition were Hester, Sebastian, and Gaara.
Yes.
And I love that because they have 3 totally different styles. And I think it's really cool that the judges found ways to appreciate all 3 of their styles and brought them to that point. Do you agree?
I agree. And we all saw them grow, especially Hester. She had the most wins, but she even mentioned how she had her hiccups after getting those wins, and it was more challenging for her after being on the top. So all very different, but very deserving.
Yeah, I thought that was probably one of my favorite moments of the episode, is you could just see that all 3 of them finally like stepped into their confidence. And, Sebastian was kind of more like a quiet, nervous.
Yes.
Hester was a very loud, very like, panic nervous. And Gaara, I feel like is confident. He's more of like an OG, a veteran, but he definitely had his moments. And I think tonight they kind of put all of that aside and they're like, this is it.
Yep.
This is the end.
No going
Let's
back from here.
freaking go.
Yeah.
So the specifics of the finale, they had a collection that they've been working on these past couple episodes, and they had a lot of looks. Gaara had like 17 to 20 looks, and here comes, oh my God, I just spit.
It's okay.
Here comes the wrench in the situation. Christian says you have to narrow it down to 10.
Yeah.
So now it comes to which pieces make the cut. And they had over 50 models. They got to be little casting directors, and they chose their 10 models, and then they chose their 10 looks. How much pressure do you think was on them in that moment?
So much, because
What do you think is harder, actually, choosing the right models or choosing the right looks?
Ooh. The looks, for sure. Because
looks.
even if your model, it wasn't your top choice, as long as you have a look that was designed meticulously, you can make sure it flatters her. So that's my opinion. What
Yeah.
do you think?
No, I agree. I mean, we had this debate earlier in the season. I forget who, Tessa, I believe it was a little salty about her choice in model. And Christian was like, if you know how to make a garment, your model doesn't matter. So
You're
I
a
feel
designer.
like,
That's your job.
yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, the stress was more definitely on the collection.
Yeah.
And the only other little wrench in the situation is they had the option to go to mood. to change up the collection if they wanted, but the time spent at Mood would be taken out of their work time. And I feel like that comes back to the confidence. Nobody really felt the need to go to Mood.
Except for Sebastian. And
For a thread.
Yeah. And Christian was like, boy, if you don't just sit down.
Boy, if you don't... Like, you don't think they just have thread laying around? I'm pretty
That's
sure
what I'm
Bravo,
thinking.
at a minimum, would supply them with thread.
That seems like a fundamental
needles
tool
and,
that
yeah.
you need to have.
I think he was just, like, looking for an excuse to get out of there.
Yeah. I think he did say Gaara and Hester needed to work more, and a lot of his collection was already complete. So maybe going to Mood was kind of a way for him to busy himself.
And stress and energy is contagious. Like,
Yeah.
I personally, when I'm around someone who's super anxious,
It makes you anxious.
I can feel it.
Oh, my
It
gosh.
comes off of people's bodies, and it's in their body language, it's in the way they carry themselves. And when you're sharing the workroom with Hester and Garo, like, obviously,
Especially Hester.
obviously their energy is coming off you, and
Yeah.
if you're an anxious person yourself, that's the last thing you want to be
No,
around.
Hester is very anxious all the time.
Yeah, and we saw Sebastian getting in his head a little bit, and yeah, he usually doesn't do that.
No.
So
It's because it's so close.
yeah, it really was. And I guess it came really back down to, you know, who they are as designers, kind of who they've been the whole competition. Sebastian has always kind of relied on his Colombian roots. Garo's always kind of relied on the corsets. And Hester's always kind of relied on her, like, pop, punk, funk vibe.
Ooh, I like that.
Pop,
Pop, punk, funk.
Pop, punk,
That's
funk.
a nice little flow.
But I felt like they all elevated it so much.
Yes. I will say, if I could rank them, though, Sebastian, Hester, Gaara.
Yeah.
I wasn't too in love with Garo's collection. It was...
I agree. I felt like, I thought of this in my head when I was watching it. I thought it was like monochrome,
Yeah.
but also monotone.
Ooh. Put that on a
Monochrome,
shirt.
monotone. I should.
You need
and
to trademark
like,
that.
monochrome and then a line and then you flip it and it's monotone upside down.
Oh.
See, these designs are just coming to me now.
It's rubbing off on us,
I've watched
clearly.
the show for too long,
Too
I
much.
guess. But, I mean, I think probably Garo's biggest mistake is the fact that he did not include the judge's favorite garment. Do you agree? Would you? I mean, if you are
Yes.
in the finale, the judges are oohing and awing over a certain design. What makes you think, nah,
No.
let's throw that one away?
To me, that's doing the total opposite. These are the people who are going to determine if you win or lose.
Yeah.
So if they love something you made, that's an automatic yes. Don't even worry about it. It's good to go.
I would friggin' open the show with it.
Yeah. And
Or close it, or, you know.
it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
That's one less thing to worry about. Now you have 9 other pieces
Yeah.
to deal with. I just didn't get, and even Sebastian almost didn't put the palette cleanser, they called it.
Yeah.
Which was so pretty and flowy. I'm like, take their advice. This is like easy
Have we
points.
not learned from the show that whatever Christian advises you to do
Do it.
is what you should do?
He won.
He's always right.
Yeah.
Christian is always right, and his advice never fails.
He's an OG.
So if you are on Project Runway next season, here's my advice. Take Christian's advice. It's very simple.
Listen and humble yourself.
Humble. Be humble. But I do think they all got humbled,
Yes.
speaking of that, when they got to meet guest judge Diane von Furstenberg.
She's an icon.
Did I pronounce that
You
correctly?
did, yes. You did.
That's a bad bitch name, if I may say so myself. I think she sounds like a fashion mad scientist.
Oh, like
Diane von Furstenberg.
fashion meets Albert Einstein type of
Yes,
thing.
like she's like away in a fashion lab, just
I mean, she probably
cooking up
is.
some garments.
Like, just considering how long she's been around and how influential she's been.
yeah.
She's cooked up a
I
lot
mean,
of
they were
garments.
all pretty floored to be
They
in
were
her presence.
excited.
It was really cool.
Did you notice that when she walked down the stairs to meet them, she already knew Hester's name? I thought that was such a
Did
sweet
she?
personal touch. Yeah, she was like, "Hi, Hester," and I'm like, "Wow." She doesn't even need to know.
Wow.
Technically, she doesn't need to know their name. It would be
She's
nice
been
if she
watching,
would.
yeah.
But I was like, "Wow, that means she cares and she's invested in meeting them."
Yeah, no, that's really cool. And especially coming from somebody so high in the industry, you know,
Yeah.
if I was greeted by name by anybody in our industry, I would be like,
If Beyonce came up to me and was like, "Hi, Simone," I would be like,
call a medic, call a medic.
What did you say?
I would faint. Absolutely. No. And she gave some really cool advice, and she sat down with them, gave them a little piece of her mind, and a quote that really stuck with me that she said, is total moments of failure become your best souvenir.
Wow.
Like, I feel like that's some fortune cookie.
That is beautiful. Say that
motto.
again.
Total moments of failure become your best souvenir.
And
And it's so true.
very true. I know I'm a perfectionist to a fault, and we live in a culture that tells you that you have to do everything so meticulously and
Yep.
perfectly that we forget something so poignant like that. It's in failure where you really grow and become a better version of yourself.
It's always the
Yeah.
moment you look back on is like your worst rejection, your ultimate failure, because you can only go up.
Yeah, it's the insight
totally
that you
right.
wouldn't have had you gone through it
Absolutely.
seamlessly.
Yeah, like if you get, your collection down New York Fashion Week when you're 18 years old, like you're not going to have the same struggle and fight and passion as someone like Sebastian who's
been through
has
it.
been, fighting for it for over 12 years.
Yep.
So, I thought that was really cool, and she just talked about how, the strength is really within yourself.
It is.
Okay, so it's pretty much runway time.
Hey.
And to your viewing pleasure, we have provided some
Pictures.
I know you guys
excited.
love pictures, so we hooked it up for y'all. Who are we going to start with?
All right, let's start with Hester. We have 3 looks for each person, so this is the first look that we're going to show you.
I freaking love this look. I love everything about it.
Yeah.
I love the hair. I love the sunglasses. I love the slits on the side. I think this is perfection and very wearable.
Yes, it's sexy, and is that kind of like a satin material?
Yeah, it's very breathable, very
Yeah,
light, very like Coachella resort wear.
But you could still wear it to a gala at night.
I would wear it tomorrow.
Ooh.
Like, I love it. I
Beware,
think it's
people.
great.
Jess is coming
Guys,
out.
season 18 premiere. Surprise.
All right, what's the next look?
I love the puffy sleeves. I think the hair, this is not something Hester could change, behind the scenes, but I think the hair is a little off. I don't know if I would have done that hair.
I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see. Is it a ponytail?
It's a sleeked ponytail on the side and then kind of like a curly puff on the top.
Oh, okay.
So everything is aesthetically on point for me besides the hair here.
I like this. Probably not one of my favorite looks. As for the hair, I'm trying to think of what would have looked better.
I think just like sleek, straight, middle part, simple. Because the outfit is so much.
loud.
Yeah.
That is true. What's the third one?
Oh, yes.
favorite.
My Marie Antoinette
I was
loofah.
literally going to say that.
I love her so much. She's
Marie.
Candyland. She is Marie. She is ballet.
Marie Antoinette loofah.
I don't even know how Hester's mind goes there, but that's what I love so much about her. And I love the detail on the shoulders, how it looks so finished to the thighs. And look, if you look at the shoe, even it ties into like the puffy skirt. I think this was one of the best looks of the
She
night.
looks like she's, Marie Antoinette, but also she can go and perform on the stage in the Nutcracker.
Absolutely.
I love the tulle and that poofy
It's so Hester
skirt.
at her
exactly.
core.
Yeah.
This is who she has been all season, and I love that this is what opened the show because I feel like this is
it sets the tone.
it's most
For what to
authentically
expect.
her.
Yep.
And what are your overall feels of her collection? The words that came to mind were wearable,
Yes.
extra. And my 2 favorite things about it was she had really diverse models, and I loved the teddy bear purse.
Yes. She had another purse that was super cute too.
Her accessories were on point.
They were really good. I would say it was soft and loud at the same time.
Yes,
So
I like
soft
that.
because of the colors, like the lavender.
Yeah, I totally
And
agree.
it was very soothing, but also loud because she took a risk by doing really crazy designs and like the loofah, not the loofah, but the
She a loofah. It's okay. She's a loofah.
the tutu with the hair. Everything was very dramatic, but it was softened by the colors and also the makeup because she said she didn't want her makeup to be as loud as the garment.
I agree. Okay, so next we are gonna do Sebastian.
Yes. Let's
All
go.
right. And now this was my favorite look of the night, without a doubt.
Really?
The makeup just made such a
Wow.
statement. The one line down the center, and I love that you saw behind the scenes that was a last minute ad.
Yeah.
He was like, I want to do a tribute to the indigenous people of Colombia, and I feel like this look told a story, and no other look did that.
Yeah,
tonight.
it had
except for maybe the Maria Antoinette loofah.
It's the first time that Sebastian has really gotten in touch with storytelling through his clothes. He's always had trouble doing that, and it's beautiful that he gained the inspiration from his motherland, and to pay homage to people who are often forgotten, indigenous people, and to give them a platform on something as large as this was really respectable.
And I love
sweet.
that the dress was so elegant, but the face was so tribal and traditional, and this was everything for me.
Just like the netting, or it kind of has that netting look. And is it leather? Is that what he said?
Leather, yeah.
That is detail.
Yeah, this I think is why he won, to be honest.
It's in the details.
Yeah.
And even Marnie said it, you have so many detailed pieces, and you can see that.
And this model I thought was absolutely stunning. She had such a strong face. And another thing I'll say about Sebastian's collection is like the dress on that last model and the outfit on this model, they look like they were made for them.
Yeah.
He did such a good job of picking the outfit for the model, I think.
agree. And I think this is a piece that could be worn differently. Like, it's a reveal. You could take off that jacket and have a completely different look, which is what the judges, I feel like a lot of times. And just that it looks very rich.
Very Kourtney Kardashian.
Ooh, the monochrome look with the satin.
The slicked hair.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
And this was also killer. There's so many dimensions to it. I love the vibrant colors. I think that's like very Columbia, very
the orange. It's
goes
so
to
pretty.
his story.
Yeah. I loved his overall color scheme, the orange, the blue, the white.
It was very cohesive.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
It was light but fresh at the same time.
My overall vibes for his collection, I thought the music was excellent.
Yeah.
It really brought the Colombian vibe. I thought it was fierce. It told a story. And I just feel like he's so pure.
He's so... I want to pinch his cheek. I know he's not 5 years old, but he makes me just want to hug him. Yeah, I
know.
want to give him a little kiss. He's so cute.
Okay, time to talk about Gaara. This, personally, for me, was the worst look of the night.
Really?
I think this is why he didn't win, because I genuinely loved his whole collection, but this look in particular is so costumey.
I thought a lot of it wasn't costuming, but I do see what you're saying.
With the glitter on the chest, it looks very it just wasn't doing it for me.
And all of his look was glitter too, right?
Yeah,
for the most part.
And some of it worked. I liked like the little glitter tattoo on the back. I thought that was very fashion, but this to me looks
not fitting.
It looks almost homemade. This, on the other hand,
you liked.
I like a lot. This looks expensive. It's dimensional. It's intergalactic, because that's what he said. He's like, look into my cosmic mind. I get that.
I like that it's also flattering her shape as a plus size model, and he's proving that he can design for both body types.
Yeah, she looks gorgeous. This is on point for me.
This is my favorite.
Mine too.
Yeah.
100%. I love the makeup, and this model I also feel like is really strong and has been the whole season. And it's just very Gaara, like with the cinched waist,
Her
the corset.
waist is like 2 centimeters.
Yeah, teach me, girl. Like,
My gosh.
send me your diet plan.
Right, I will copy it.
But yeah, this was, I think, his strongest look. And even though there is like the little corset, it's not over the top.
Yeah, and the judges even said it looks very expensive. I think you can tell he put in a good amount of work, and you could wear that also. It's very wearable.
Yeah, that looks very gala. That looks very
chic at the same time.
Gothic chic. Yeah, that was my takeaway from Gaara. It was expensive. It was gothic and chic.
Intergalactic.
Waist galore.
Gothic, because not too many bright colors. Very like dark.
Yeah.
And almost dreary colors, but the glitter helped add that.
The pop, the excitement. Yeah. I think where he really went wrong, honestly, was the bad zipper.
Oh,
and Curly called it out from a mile away.
That's not good. I mean, he knew it, and he said having a corset type of dress to undo that and restart is a lot of work. I don't even know how to make a corset, but that sounds difficult because it's the wiring.
It's very fitted. It's very exact. Yeah.
Exactly. And so he ran out of time, and it was visible, which that sucks more because he couldn't hide it.
I agree. And what do you think? Obviously, we know the winner is Sebastian. Yes. You said your first place, second place, third place would be Sebastian, Hester,
Gaara. Yes.
And I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Sebastian, first of all, the whole entire season, he has been so consistent. I think he's probably one of the only person who's never been in the bottom.
Yeah.
And he puts so much detail, like meticulous detail and time and effort into it, and he has a way of just being calm. Of course, he has his moments where he's frantic or worried, but he's been very consistent this whole entire time, and his collection, I think, was cohesive, pretty, and it told a story that was personal.
His elegance and his sophistication throughout the season has been unmatched too.
Yeah.
Like there were other designers that, you know, had, I think, a similar idea and a similar aesthetic in mind, but their execution just couldn't even come close to him. I agree. Sebastian has been my dude from episode 1, and
every look he's created, I think, has been pretty. Like, I've liked all of them.
Yeah, and yeah, I totally agree. Everything has had dimensions to it and texture, and he's not afraid to experiment with different fabrics, and he just knows what he's doing.
How is he that good? I don't understand how someone can be.
And it's so inspiring because he said it himself. He went from cleaning houses to winning Project Runway.
And then when Nina spoke to him in Spanish and said "Felicidades," and then she said, "As a Latina, you are a true representation of what it means to be the American dream." I cried.
I know. I don't Everyone. Did you see the contestants in the back? Everyone lost it.
How could you not?
He's so deserving.
He's very deserving, and he's had 2 stores that he opened in Colombia and had to close both of them down just due to financial issues. Just to see someone triumph and break
I don't
down.
know if I could do it.
Man,
I know I'm a fighter. I know I believe in myself. I know I do all that, but to have a store, put all that into it, the money, the effort, the time, your design, your passion, and it close.
And then it happens
then you
again.
do it again, and it close. Then you move to America. You can't see your family.
Yeah.
You can't be around the people you love.
You're treated differently because you're an immigrant.
Ugh.
People speak down to you.
You have to swallow your pride. Know in your head that you're a world-class designer, but you clean houses because that's the only opportunity you're able to get in America. Yeah. And then you make it to Project Runway, beat out 15 other designers, and become the winner.
And it was a no-brainer. Like, we predicted it from the beginning, and even seeing the other 2 designers, it was very clear that he deserved to win.
I just hope him and his husband go on a little vacation. Yes. Maybe they use some of that money so he can reconnect with his family.
In Colombia.
I feel like that would be fantastic.
I really have high expectations of him. I think he could be on the same level as Christian.
Totally. And he has, like, international reach. Yeah. I know for a fact he has fans in Colombia and Latin America, and I just think it's really cool that he has the opportunity now to become not just an American name, but like a worldwide household name.
Exactly, yeah. And now you have clout to say that you won Project Runway.
Hell yeah.
And you're actually a legitimate designer. And one of the prizes that you get is getting a mentor from the CFDA. So that's also
invaluable, you know, to have somebody in your field in a really I mean, I would, if I got that for myself, that would be the biggest gift. Yeah. Because when you're pursuing something in the arts and entertainment, you have so many moments where you're just like, what the heck am I doing? Yeah. I wish someone could just tell me what to do, where to go. So that's a really big gift in itself. So I'm super excited to see what's to come from Sebastian. I know we can keep up with him on social media. Yes. And he has a really, really bright future ahead.
Maybe you know what? I'm going to buy one of his pieces in the future. Sebastian.
Yeah. Dress us for some future award shows.
Design
we do that, you know.
When we're on the red
we
carpet.
Host stuff a lot. So
I'll promote your stuff. This is actually a Sebastian original.
A Sebastian Gray. Yeah, I love the sound of that. And congrats to Hester and Gaara as well. We can't forget those 2. They were so talented all season, and I already know, like Gaara, I already see stuff for him all the time on Drag Race. He has super...
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. He has super high-profile clients already. And Hester... Yeah, I know her social media has already blown up a lot since the show, and I know she's gained a lot of fans and a following, so congrats to you guys, all 3 of you. All contestants this whole season, actually. You have a lot to be proud of. And a special shout out to the people who are a part of this season.
Yes.
And
Frankie and Layla.
Yeah, thank you, Frankie. Thank you, Layla. That was really awesome.
Appreciate you guys.
So... without further ado, let's get into some news and gossip. But did you have maybe
Oh, yes.
A quick
Yeah.
announcement before.
Yes, I do. So before we get into news and gossip, I just want to say thank you guys so much for coming every single week and watching us and supporting us. It means a lot to us, and we love talking to you all. AfterBuzz is very informative. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe and comment. And then if you're listening to us on iTunes, 5-star rating and comment as well. Please look forward to the next season of Project Runway. We're so appreciative to you guys, and tell your friends about us, and come back to join us. So
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Come on back. And that's it for that. But news and gossip, our judge and just queen, she's incredible, Miss Elaine Roth.
Yes.
Her book got released yesterday,
Okay.
and it's called More Than Enough: Claiming Space for Who You Are No Matter What They Say. And I personally love Elaine. She's really inspiring as a journalist, someone who studied journalism as a Black woman. I can personally relate and connect with her. So the story is essentially about how she got to where she is today and the struggles, but also to show that you need to embrace who you are and then create space for yourself, especially if that's not already there for you, even if you feel like that space doesn't conform to whatever societal standards exist.
That's wow.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful?
I would love to read it actually. I'm not a big book reader, to be honest.
It's okay.
But
Audibles are great if you
Yeah.
want to just listen to it as opposed to reading.
Yeah, but every once in a while, I feel like I really do enjoy reading autobiographies more than anything.
Because they're real.
Because they're real.
Yeah.
And especially coming from someone like you said, who's, in a similar line of work to us, I feel like that would be, in a woman, it would just
Yeah.
be super inspiring.
And I pre-ordered my book because I was like, I'm going to support her, and pre-orders matter a lot. So I actually got it in the mail today, and I'm really excited to start reading it. I can't wait to do that.
I'm sure there's going to be so many little nuggets of wisdom.
Oh my goodness, yeah. She will
that's
definitely
awesome.
be getting a shout out from me. And then second of all, Miss Chrissy Teigen
The
tweeted,
Twitter queen herself.
Can you read it? Because I don't have my
Yeah,
contacts.
this cracked me up. I was actually scrolling Twitter at work today. Don't tell my boss. But I saw this and I died. It said, Project Runway and Top Chef, where they surprise the cast and make them switch for show. I can't read. Let's try this again. Project Runway and Top Chef, where they surprise the cast and make them switch shows for the season. I don't have my glasses either, so that was a struggle.
That was important. That was good though.
Thank you.
That was very good.
But that's pretty funny, right? Like the thought of switching Top Chef and Project Runway.
Which one do you think you would excel at more? Definitely
I
cooking.
think cooking 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're not like a master chef, everyone as an adult hopefully has some basic cooking skills.
Right.
I would hope.
You can make some
You
eggs.
could cook some eggs. You could make some toast, some grilled cheese, some pasta. I mean, that's pretty much all I can cook.
Yeah.
But
The closest I can get to making clothes is, sewing on a button.
I think this is a great idea. I would watch.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Do you remember like in the OG Disney Channel days, they would do those cross episodes, like That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana.
That's when Disney was the best.
So Project
Kind of like that.
Chef
Project
or
Chef.
Top Runway.
Top Runway.
I like Top
I
Runway.
like Top Runway.
Yeah,
It's a better ring to it.
that would be great. Bravo. I mean, once again, we've hit you with a lot of suggestions this season. This one is more Chrissy's suggestion, but we support.
We're Chrissy adjacent because we co-sign it.
Yeah, I endorse this wholeheartedly.
We support it.
All right, final thoughts.
Yeah.
I guess we can't do predictions because the season's over.
No
but
more.
any funny moments, any standout moments? Who's your favorite? Just any takeaways?
Yeah. My favorite will be Bishme, not just because he's from Maryland, but also because he was the comedic relief all throughout the season.
Totally.
And he helped break up the tension and the stress.
Yeah.
And he was also very talented. And I was bummed to see him leave last week, but I know
He came real close.
he's going to do great things. And he already has celebrity clients. He's
Yeah.
dressed people of a high caliber in general. So I loved Bishme. And then I also loved Frankie. She was here 2 weeks ago.
I am so bummed that I missed that.
I know. We missed you.
I was really looking forward to that. I was excited to meet her.
She's great. She's very personable and really wore her heart on her sleeve.
Yeah.
And I know she'll do great things. And she's also based in LA, so great work, girl, and good luck to everything that you do. And Sebastian, I mean, he was my favorite, one of my favorites from the very beginning, and I'm just happy he made me proud.
Yeah. I loved having Layla on the show. I was
Yes.
really happy we got to interview her. She is so easy to talk to. She's gorgeous, and I think she
talented.
has a really cool idea behind her fashion. Besides the designs, I like her eco-friendly approach.
Yes.
Considering the world's going to explode in like 2050 or something.
Gosh.
Let's not talk about it.
I know.
It's a little dark. That's for another day.
Right,
But I'm glad that because she said, I learned this from her, that fashion is the second most wasteful industry. And
Wow.
yeah, I didn't know that before, but I guess they use a lot of water, a lot of materials, a lot goes into making clothes, and they have a really short shelf life. So it's really important to, reuse your clothes, thrift, donate, do what you can.
Hand-me-downs, all those things.
Exactly. I loved Hester. She brought the weird. She was always herself.
Yes.
She had a really funky style, and I feel like, she's kind of a spaz, but she was awesome.
She wasn't trying to be anybody else.
No, she was always Hester from day one to the final runway. So loved her.
I agree.
And who else did I love?
Hey, ladies. So what did you guys think? So what do you think of our season 18? What do you guys want to see for the following season?
Oh, right. We just got a message from our producer. What would we like to see for season 18?
Ooh, what would I like to see? I think I liked how they threw in different challenges that were unconventional to a typical Project Runway format. For instance, when they did the video game theme, or when they did the prosthetics challenge. I think things like that shake it up because they're concepts that we don't typically see every single day in fashion, but it's probably the future of fashion. So to be more
like
perceptive,
interactive,
interactive and perceptive of what could happen and things that may not be current right now, but to put that on the map.
I think they need some more celebrity guest judges in there.
Yeah.
I think they could use a little more social media hype, and I think maybe, I think it's great that they pull guest judges that are from the fashion world, but I mean, it never hurts to pull someone in who's got 10 million followers.
What would you want to see?
I want to see some supermodels in there. I know Karlie Kloss knows Gigi Hadid. I know she knows Bella Hadid. Kendall Jenner. I mean, we are in an age right now where it's all about the supermodels. I mean, it's very much like the 90s where you have, your 5 or 6 supermodels that are just killing the game. Slick Woods. Like, there are so many I can think of that would be so cool to have on the show. And Carly's friends with them all.
I know.
Or why not some of the angels? She's from the Victoria's Secret world. Where's Candace? Where's Adriana? Where is the hottie?
Also because now supermodels back in the day was just, they were models and that's all you really knew them for.
Yeah.
But now it's a lot more, not
They're
broader.
like spokespeople.
Yeah,
almost.
like they have a brand. They have a voice. It's not just aesthetically that's their business, but they are also they're entrepreneurs and
humanitarians.
They have, a much more layered career.
Yeah.
So I think that makes them more interesting, and they would be great judges for that reason too.
And it wouldn't hurt them to, have a little promo post say, "Watch Project Runway tonight."
People would watch. And Kendall Jenner on Project Runway.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, people would run and watch that.
So I think they should hype up their guests a little bit. And I like the judges. I think the judges are great. I wouldn't change anything. Brandon's amazing.
Hilarious. Elena's that's who I want to be.
Nina's an OG. Like, she belongs there 100%. And I actually think Karlie did a really great job.
She did, yeah.
Because she's not a host by nature.
Mm-mm.
She does. I heard she trained with Marky Costello actually in LA,
Really?
which is really cool.
Yeah.
So good for her. Like, she stepped out of her comfort zone. She did something that is not her bread and butter.
That's how you grow. That's how you get better and
I
tap
thought
into
she
new
really
talents.
did a great job.
She did a wonderful job.
And it was a new network, new hosts.
Oh, it was back to the original network.
Yeah.
Because it was on Bravo originally, then went to Lifetime, and now it's back.
So I'm pleased. I'm satisfied. I think they're doing a great job. I feel like they should kind of follow this formula with the younger judges and the new wave of talent and just
I did like that they embraced social media and included those elements into the
flash
show.
sale challenges and like the Insta, because that's very important now in fashion.
It is, yeah. Everything's socially connected, so to be in tune with that helps.
Heck yeah, it does. Well, guys, that's pretty much it.
We're done.
I know. I'm so sad.
Weird. I know.
Well, it was such a fun season.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Sebastian. And thank you to Elaine, Nina, Brandon, Karlie, and Christian for putting on an excellent season. Season 17.
Wow. We're
That is
done.
a wrap.
It's a wrap. Job well done, everyone.
So where can they follow you on social media,
Yes.
Simone?
You guys can follow me at Simone A. Thomas on Instagram and Twitter.
And you guys can follow me on Instagram at Jessica O'Connor _. And we'll see you back for season 18.
Bye, guys!
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.